You know who made it.
Live from LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook, it's Revening's Whiskey Wednesday. Welcome to Whiskey Wednesday, Revenue Party people. We've got lots of hot prizes, hot topics, and hot guests for you tonight. So let's get right into it. I'll show you what we've got going on. For topic number 1, we will be getting into LinkedIn growth, everybody. Yes, we need to level up our personal brands and we need to quadruple your audience. So let's learn how Cindi and Emily both did that in 2022. Second topic will be self-promotion strategies for maximizing visibility from TV segments to podcasts to speaking engagements. Now, we know all of you want to help close the trust gap with your buyers, and this is how you're going to be able to do it. And I know all of you have been seeing Cindi on the news. She's like getting big out there. So let's hear how she's been doing it on our second topic. We've got a great intermission with 2 videos that I'm very excited to show you, one from Data Ghost and one from Nectar. And then our third topic is all about embracing your inner creatrix, the art of creating and building a creator economy. This is going to be a good one. And of course, the fourth topic, the power of culture creation. Yes, that's what I said, is culture creation. And we get to hear from Emily about Nectar's framework for building a thriving business and community. And so I can't wait to bring in these guests. But first, I want to show you what you can enter to win tonight. We've got these hot prizes here. So I'm going to show you here in just a minute what you can enter to win, and it's comment to win these prizes. So prize 1 will be that on the left, this left over here, and you'll get Data Ghost, 10,000 free credits, and it's an awesome platform. I have been searching emails on there myself, and they're all verified, and then I can literally just email people and do my business and not have to worry about, hey, where can I find an email? So Data Ghost is great. We'll hear about them in intermission. And a Nectar sweatshirt and brand 30. So that's prize 1. Please give Melanie Borden a shout out. She's going to be here for our evening episode next week. And tell her something great. Lift up her day. If you don't know her, just say, hey, Melanie, we can't wait to see you on Whiskey Wednesday, because that is how you will enter to win prize number 1. And prize number 2 is here. You will enter Jackie Hermes. She will be coming on with Melanie. And you'll win SD Labs, Tara LaFon Gooch, and more joy, which we'll hear about from Cindi herself here in just a moment. But I, again, can't wait to bring you on our guests. I'm talking to you guests there in the backstage because I can see you. And this is going to be an awesome Valentine's Day episode, because we've got some lovely ladies joining us, and we're going to be sharing all the love and knowledge that we have with you tonight. So get ready for it, Whiskey Wednesday audience. I'm going to be bringing on Emily and Cindi, and I'm pretty sure they're already dancing in the background. So get ready to raise your vibes, y'all. Cindi, woo! Emily, thank you so much for being here. Let's raise Wednesday. Well, you don't know how we do. We normally do a 30-second intro. So Emily, if you don't mind, we'll start with you. I'll pull you up here and give you a 30-second clock. Could you please tell everybody about yourself?
Awesome. Yes. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Emily Mireault. I am based in Minnesota. It is freezing here. Yes. I work for Nectar, as Jessie mentioned. We are helping companies build better culture through a recognition platform. It's awesome. Love the people, love the company. And so many of you in the comment section are like my friends here on LinkedIn. So let's talk about LinkedIn growth, creating, and culture.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. And Cindi, could you please tell us a little bit about you?
Hi, everyone. It's so good to see so many friends in the comments. I'm Cindi Cohn, Queen of Joy. My life purpose is to bring more joy to everyone in my path and then to spread it around humanity. I am an author and speaker, and I am currently building a community that was launched last week and is going amazing, called the More Joy Community, where you won't have to face any negativity, any hatred, racism, bullying. All that is not my jam. Not gonna happen. So
thank goodness for that.
That's it.
Woo! We're gonna bring the joy. Well, should we get into our first topic? I'm like lose my words here. LinkedIn growth. This is a great topic. I can talk about this all day. But Cindi, let's let you kick it off. You were doing some LinkedIn growth here, especially in the last year. Tell us about it. How did you quadruple your audience?
I started with 300 people on like the end of December last year. I was just getting started. And the funniest thing is when I think about what my posts were like, oh my, no wonder why I had no comments and likes. It took me a while to figure it out. And as I did and grow, in the same year, it went over 6,000. So again, I'm not a numbers person, but I am proud of myself in that I learned what to do to build relationships with people. So I didn't really have a handle on what LinkedIn was when I started, and I was just promoting stuff, like throwing it down people's throat. It's like, that's not what LinkedIn was about, but it took me a little while to figure that out. And then once I did, then it grew. Brian, you're laughing at me.
Then the stars aligned.
For you, Brian.
Yes, Brian, snaps for you. Thanks for being here. Emily, how about you? You did the same thing. I will never forget the county cookie post. I think that was when I first saw you last summer, and your LinkedIn was just growing and it hasn't stopped. I'm amazed all the time by your engagement. How are you doing it?
Yeah, I mean, I made the same mistakes as Cindi at the start. I was just like sharing company posts, didn't know what I was doing, saying I was a guru in my headline, like making all the mistakes. But what I ended up doing was just doubling down on storytelling. Everyone has a story to tell. And even if you're not telling your life story through your LinkedIn posts, there's miniature stories that you have each and every day. So I just started to tap into those things that surprised me, things that made me laugh, things that I learned, things that I wanted. And it was a great way to connect with people. Haven't stopped.
I'm like clicking and typing as you guys are talking. And so I always go on mute, but I'll just stop and let you hear me typing so that I don't do that to myself. But yeah, for LinkedIn, I think it's really about being our authentic selves. And that's where, I have finally started to figure out this algorithm, and last year I did 365 posts. It wasn't every day, but there were some days I did multiple posts. And so I shared a lot of different content. I was sharing videos, I was sharing images, carousels, text posts, anything I could post, I was posting. And what I learned is that all these different types of posts have different types of engagement. So like a post that's just a text post with a selfie, it's probably for me, it's going to get a lot of likes and it's going to get a high impressions. If I do a video, it's not going to get a lot of impressions, but it might get more engagement. It will have a higher engagement rate. So the number of people who are commenting and liking compared to seeing it. So yeah, I don't know. I think that everybody is different, because I've also seen other people's shields. You know, if anyone knows of the Shield app, the Shield app will give you your LinkedIn analytics so that you can study your impressions and your comments and understand how things are performing. And different things perform differently for different people, so we can't compare each other. And my friend Tom Slocum, who has a gift in the gifts, he said something really profound that, you know, same storm, different ships. So we're all going through the same storm on LinkedIn, but we can't compare our different engagement, because we're all, you know, we've all got our own pirate ship out there. I'm talking about different content pillars than you're talking about. So my market is going to be a little bit of a different size than your market. And so what would you guys add to that? You're nodding, Cindi.
I was waiting to say Emily. I was trying to be a nice guest.
Go right ahead.
I honestly have stopped trying to figure out the algorithm because it's not my friend. So I've just decided that I have to just be true to myself and be authentic and put out there what I want to put out there. And if it has great engagement, great. If it has great impressions, great. I have to be true. It just boils down to, like, I can't worry about all that. I just have to do what feels right for me in my content and my writing and my feelings. And I feel like the rest will just one way or another take care of itself. That's just maybe not the right power move, but that's what is the Queen of Joy move.
So can I ask you, Emily, like, why was it important for you to get active on LinkedIn?
Yeah, I mean, I got really active when I was in a job search mode, and I'm like, I need to land my next role. Who can help me? Wanted tons of visibility at that stage, and just started posting daily and really investing in LinkedIn. So that's kind of when it took off, I guess you could say. But since then, I'm kind of in a fortunate situation now where I've got a full-time job. So I don't need LinkedIn every day to be able to run my business and get clients. I know that's a whole different ballgame. And there are so many people in my network who run LinkedIn that way and run their personal account in a way that's getting them their clients to, you know, provide for themselves. So that's a whole different beast. But where I'm at right now, I have the privilege of kind of mixing in my life, the work that I'm doing at Nectar, and just blending the two and telling tons of stories, like I said.
And you really do it really beautifully, like the way that you share about yourself personally. So everybody should really go follow Emily, because she's you set an example, in my opinion, of what to look for in a good content creator in terms of what you're writing. Because a mistake I'll find that a lot of people make is they're just not even writing any text in their posts, or if they are, it's not really that great. And like, but yours is always like, I can just consume it so easily and I enjoy it. And it makes me feel like I'm close to you. So like, you close the trust gap with me based on what you were posting on LinkedIn. So if you're not following Emily, you definitely should. And same with Cindi. Cindi, you've got a lot of things going on. So you're posting mostly these days about your joy stuff. Can you tell us about some of your content you've been putting out there, Cindi, and how does that resonate with your audience?
Well, I was doing, you know, a lot of selfies when that was the trend, and I was trying to keep up with what, you know, the algo wanted. And again, at some point I was just like, I can't keep up. So I just decided just to be what feels right for me. So lately I've just been, I'm working on my community, building up my More Joy community, because that's where I can control who is there, like, and who sees my content. Where on LinkedIn, there's only a very few percentage of people that are going to see it. I'm not going to be able to spread it as far. Then the people that obviously want it are joining my community. And then I'm still going to be on LinkedIn, and that's not going to change. And I just hope that will also continue to grow. But that's really what I've been posting lately. Trying to keep the world positive while it's not it's not a positive climate right now. And that's one of the major reasons why I started the community, is for me as a respite of joy to get away from seeing such negativity all the time. Even someone as joyful as me, it was getting me down. And I was like, I need a place where I can go and be joyful and not see things I don't want to see. And so that's where I'm at.
That's really great. And I hope later in the show we get to hear more about your community, because who doesn't want more joy? Can you write in the comments? Like, if audience, if you're watching and joy is something that you want, like, let us know. Like, put it in the comments. The world needs more joy. Let Cindi know that you're listening and that her content resonates with you. And if you're not following her, definitely go follow her. But really quick, I'm going to make a quick PSA, if you don't mind. I've started something new today, and that's a tip jar. I'm a content creator, and I went fractional. So I cut my income in half. And, you know, I'm trying to do this on my own. And I want to continue to bring really great content to LinkedIn, to YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. And, you know, I can do that with your support, of course, with the support of the sponsors. But if you're watching and you want to send a little love, you know, $1 will do. I'd be glad to accept that and receive some love from you as well. And I'll continue to provide as, you know, exceptional content as I possibly can. But thank you for letting me make that quick announcement. Should we move into topic 2, or is there anything else on LinkedIn you guys want to mention?
I love the tip jar.
Woo!
Thank you.
Topher's ready to start the drinking game.
Yes, let's make a drinking game with the tip jar, Topher. I know you're creative. All right, well, let's hop into topic 2. Self-promotion strategies for maximum visibility, from TV segments to podcasts and speaking engagements. Can you kick us off, Cindi?
Yes, I would love to. I'm so excited. So this Saturday night, I have a very big 100 people speaking engagement, and I'm super excited. It takes a lot of preparation and a lot of working parts to get the videographer and the photograph and get your keynote together, and it's a lot, and I'm super excited for that. I've been on 6 news stations in the last 3 to 4 months. The way you do that is you actually have to pitch them. They don't come to you. And so, you know, I might send out 20 pitches in a month and hear back from 2. And that's great. I'll take 2. So you just have to be consistent and come up with new material to pitch different stations. And that's what I'll continue to do throughout the year as well. Because again, my platform is global. I want to affect world change. I want to affect humanity and bring more joy to everyone. Everyone. I'm talking about all people. I love all people. And if you're in my path, there's a reason for it. So that is how I'm doing it.
See, I started texting and I was messaging again because Karen's coming, everybody. I think she might come. I'm hoping. She's doing her searches. But Cindi, one day you just started appearing on the news. And then I started seeing it on LinkedIn. I'm like, whoa, she took this to a new level. How did you do that?
Intentionally. Well, there's plenty of authors out there, right? And there's plenty of people on LinkedIn, but not many people can say that they're on the news. So I took that approach also because I wanted to stand out among people, and also because my goal is so global and big. I can't just rely on LinkedIn to feed everything that I'm doing. So I used a coach who was amazing. If anyone's, wants her name, just reach out to me. And she really told me exactly what to do and walked me through it. And then just because you know what to do, it doesn't mean that you get on TV. You actually have to practice it and do it. So it's a process, but if that's something you want to do, it's so doable, and feel free to reach out.
Yeah. So what might you add to the self-promotion portion of this conversation, Emily? And I guess I'll preface too, because you were telling us pre-show about your work that you've done in TV advertising. So, if there's anything on TV you want to touch on too, this would be a great time to hear about it, because we don't talk about TV advertising or TV much here on Whiskey Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, I probably have more to say on the self-promotion side of things. Is just, I feel like, especially as a woman growing up, you're kind of told to like dull yourself or dim yourself or let other people have the spotlight. Or at the very least, you're told to like not boast and not be prideful and not share your accomplishments so freely. But then you come onto a place like LinkedIn and you see someone sharing their accomplishments freely. And I don't know about you, but all I want to do is like run to them and cheer them on and be like, you landed that role, you got the promotion. Like, that is amazing. This is the place to share that, because I think it affects everyone around you. So I guess my message for self-promotion would be to do it. Like, you should keep a running list of all the great things you've accomplished, the people that you've impacted, the people you've connected to others, the revenue you've driven for your company, like whatever that might be that makes you feel like you've accomplished something. Like, be proud of yourself and share that, because it causes a ripple effect.
Exactly. I was thinking the same exact thing. My vision is that by me showing up, it gives other people permission. Like, that girl can do it, then I can do it. Yes, you can do it. So I feel like it inspires other people, and that's what I want. Thank you, Nathan.
Jesse, no more mute.
Yeah, I won't press it anymore. Emily, that was really good. And I wasn't even thinking about taking that topic that direction. But it is probably the most important part of all of it is, and especially like you said, for women, is being able to feel like you can go promote yourself. And it's not like a braggy thing to do, because I think a lot of people look at, what I'm doing on LinkedIn and what we're all doing on LinkedIn and thinking, oh, well, she's just a huge bragger. Like she just wants to go talk about herself. And I'm not a bragger. So I don't want to go post on LinkedIn a lot. And that's really not what it is. And in those same people, I've seen these people come full circle, where that was their original thought was like, I'm not going to post because I'm intimidated. I don't want it to look like I'm, too cocky. And then just like getting past that, because that is also just like, that's just all in your head. And, I think that Karen is on LinkedIn quite a bit. Hi, Karen. Karen, are you there? We can't hear you, Karen. Oh, hello, Karen. Karen, are you there? Oh, I think Karen must be having some difficulties, so we'll just keep her there and let her chime in. But yeah, so for self-promotion strategies, great point, Emily. What else would you add on that?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't
Is
done
there a
lot
LinkedIn
of...
manager here?
Yep, we're here.
Oh, I don't know what was going on. I was just talking to a rep at LinkedIn support team.
No, that was me, Karen. You were messaging me.
Oh, okay. This isn't the support team, the customer support for LinkedIn?
No, you love coming to Whiskey Wednesday by now, don't you?
Yeah, I thought, though, Jesse, as we talked about, I thought I was calling in to the support team. This is a little bizarre. I apologize.
I'll have to check that gong recording.
Okay, well, look, I'm really pissed off tonight. I have been getting so many calls on my personal cell phone, and it is driving me nuts. There are so many SaaS kids calling me right now, and I can't take it anymore. I'm so done with it. I want them all to be, just stop calling me. I download a few ebooks, and then it's over. My phone gets demon dialed.
Demon dialed?
I can't take it anymore, Jesse. I get these calls, and all the numbers are random. They're spoofing them or whatever.
What are they saying when they call you? Are they being nice at least?
They call me. I'll be right in the middle of a meeting. I pick up the phone because I'm curious if it's, little Johnny's school. And it just drives me nuts. I don't know what's wrong with the SAS kids anymore. They keep calling my phone. And I mean, we had to lay off most of them at our company, unfortunately. And it was a tough decision to make, but we got rid of most of them. Well, there's a few that
That's
are still
unfortunate,
there.
Karen.
Moved into marketing.
That's really unfortunate. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, but I really would like to talk to somebody at LinkedIn who can help, because LinkedIn, from what I hear, is the best platform to complain to a management team if you've got a problem with a business. So that's why I'm here. And that's why I show up every week, still trying to find somebody at LinkedIn.
Karen, I don't know where you get your information, but I don't know. Emily, do you have any advice for Karen?
Yeah, Rachel said it. Save those important numbers. And if you're really, really annoyed by these phone calls, you don't have to answer them. Some of them will go to voicemail. Some of them will even text you. They'll try some methods to get around that. But your email is where you're going to find those emails, and you can just let them know, I'm not interested. But then they're going to ask you, why did you download the ebook if you're not interested in the content that we're sharing? So you might
you make a good point. But just because I download these ebooks, look, they're getting prettier and prettier. I see these people, they have all these carousels now on LinkedIn, and it's one of my things. I think a lot of this content is addictive. And, the way that I look at it is they're putting it out there. Yeah, sometimes I have to fill out a big form. Sometimes it asks a little bit too much information. And, sometimes I hype up my title to make myself sound a little bit cooler. That's what I do. And I'm just really sick and tired of all of these kids calling me, and they keep calling my personal cell phone every single week. And they call me at any times. I'm on the West Coast. Sometimes it's a 6 a.m. call because they're on the East Coast, I'm assuming, or they're just jerks. And I just can't really take it anymore. I've been sick of it. And I'm trying to find somebody on LinkedIn who wants to listen to me and really fix this problem. These SAS kids, they got everybody's phone number now. We've got data providers driving Lamborghinis, driving all these fancy schmancy cars, and all these high margin data providers are giving out my personal cell phone. And I don't know where I'm unlisted. I'm on the do not call list. And I called the U.S. government, put me on a list. I'm on that list. And there's canned spam. I think that applies to the phone too, right? I mean, I'm not, I'm not an attorney, but I tend to think I know a little bit about legal. I'm in HR. HR people know a lot about legal, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cindy's daughter's in HR. Yeah, she's telling us all about it.
I love people in HR. It's a great profession. We've got a great life, and we just have to power through it with all these SAS kids demon dialing our phone to sell us HR software.
I don't know. Well, I always like when you call in here, Karen. I
love the show, Jesse. But I'm just really angry again, and I don't want to be. I'm generally a nice person.
Oh,
you definitely need more joy.
Tell her, Cindy.
You need more joy, Karen.
You're right. You're actually right.
Yeah. Actually, to be honest, I have the LinkedIn help email or whatever, because I did get in touch with someone, which was not super helpful, but because I wanted to know why my impressions went to invisible. Apparently,
I don't think anybody works at LinkedIn. I actually think you'd wonder sometimes, and I know we're on there.
Now, am I invisible on LinkedIn?
I'll try not to get thrown off the air here, Jesse, but man, what a company to get a hold of someone at. God, I wish you could leave them a review.
Yeah, I wouldn't know where to start if I wanted to try to get a hold of LinkedIn, but I haven't had to deal with that yet, Karen. I don't know. I don't have any advice for you there, but I don't know.
Well, I appreciate you listening to me, Jesse, and you must be sick of calls by now, but I'm getting really angry, and I'm not going to take it anymore. If I find these little SAS kids, I'm calling their managers, and I'm going to tell them to take me off the list. It's almost like their managers are giving them the data now and saying, go to town.
I mean, I think that's what's happening, Karen. I think that's what happens in the world is salespeople go out and they sell directly.
I'm not listed anywhere though. How do they even find my phone number? Is there a number you can call? I mean, does LinkedIn have a number?
Clearly you put your number somewhere and it somehow got collected. I have no idea, Karen. I don't have that answer for you, but
well, I've just about had it. I'm not going to put up with it anymore. I'm going to call all of their managers. And look, I'm busy. We have a lot of layoffs going on right now, and I'm not bragging about that, but it's a tough scene right now, and I'm busy. I have to, I leave at about 3:30 every day, and sometimes they call me at 3:45 expecting me to be in the office.
Oh, yeah. I wish I could leave work at 3:30, Karen. That sounds like the life.
Well, we work pretty hard over here in this HR department, and, we've got a pretty big group of people working at this company, and I want everybody to be happy except for those pesky SaaS kids.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you need to give them a chance.
I don't want them to call me anymore. I want to be taken off their list. So
they're just doing their job. Maybe little Johnny this will be his job one day.
Little Johnny's getting even better. We're thinking maybe college sports. He's already getting looked at by some of these top universities they're all really expensive. So that's why I need to stay off the phone with the SaaS kids so I can afford to pay for this stuff. Well, who am I kidding? I'm not getting paid hourly.
Oh, well, I don't know, Karen. I'm sorry. I think you do just need some more joy. Maybe you need to join Cindy's community. Cindy, do you think the audience could get some sort of discount from you on your community?
Sure. Yeah, they could still be a founding member just tonight.
Oh, Karen, maybe you'll want to join that.
We actually.
Wow, I would love to join. What's your opinion? I mean, there's no SaaS kids in this thing, right?
No. And you have to be positive and uplifting. Do you think you could handle it, Karen?
I probably could be. I think I would love to have a glass of wine and enjoy myself with, people. I mean, it's just the way it would be. It would be, what do you guys have, a wine?
Yeah, we do.
WinsDay.
Jeez. We have it on Monday nights at 8 p.m. at Eastern.
Oh, you do?
All right. Well, maybe I'll show up next week.
You know why we
wouldn't mind having me? I mean,
we need to get the week off to a good start with more joy. We got to get in the mental right for it.
You're probably right. And I really, by the way, I really like that rapper you had on last week. That guy was a really great rapper.
He is just great.
He could have taken the wrong path and become a SaaS kid himself. Instead, he got himself out of the hard life and became a rapper.
Now he just raps for SaaS.
SaaS rapper.
He's awesome. What am I drinking? I don't know. My husband poured this one for me. I don't even know what it is, but it's a whiskey.
That's great. Well, anyways, I'm going to go. I'm not as mad anymore. You guys have been great this week. Thank you.
But thanks, Karen.
Could you please try to get the staff of LinkedIn out here next week?
We're also not salespeople, so we're not going to fight you too hard.
Well, I don't really like the SaaS kids that are calling me. The ones that are they're called
those are legit.
Sales development reps, and they call me all day long. They call my mobile. They just won't stop. I'm really upset about it.
Well, they're just doing their job, Karen. Just remember that.
Yeah, and I'm just doing mine when the layoffs start coming around in this group. But I'm not bitter, but it is what it is. I gotta go.
All right, take a shot of wine, Karen. That's from Topher. We'll see you later.
Thank you, Topher.
Oh, Karen, we really love Karen. I took one sip of whiskey and now I already have hiccups. Like, I swear this happens every week. So I'm going to have to cut for just a moment and we will be right back after these messages.
Love that. Just a really beautiful platform. Some of the other ones, like I said, I'm like, are we back in like Windows 98?
This is already streamlining like 5 different processes that I have. We're all about aligning the employees with the values.
This just sounds like a no-brainer.
You just keep making me happier and happier and happier.
I'm very impressed. It's very user-friendly.
it checks all the boxes. You not only have, US, but you have global options for staff, which is important across the board.
It's so freaking awesome. I'm so pumped, man. This is like exactly speaking my language.
You're at the top of the pack.
Hey, Whiskey Wednesdays, thanks for having me here. I'm DJ Kim, the founder of DataGhost, the software that's changing the B2B email game. As a founder myself, I know how hard it is to get into that inbox. And if you're a founder or you're working at a startup, data is pretty hard to come by unless you're paying an arm and a leg for it. And that's why I created DataGhost, the most accessible and accurate email finder out there. And compared to other data platforms, we're actually validating and verifying every email before we return it back to you so that you know that you can get into that inbox. And for job searchers, we know how hard the market is right now. So if you're a job searcher, DM me on LinkedIn or send me an email at dj@dataghost.co, and I'll get you set up on DataGhost for free until you find a job. And for one of you lucky viewers, you're going to get 10,000 credits, so make sure that you stay tuned for details. Thanks for having me here, Jesse. It's great to be on Whiskey Wednesdays. Let's have some fun and get into that inbox.
Thank you so much, DJ. And I can attest, DataGhost is awesome. You should all go start a free trial and check it out. But for now, let's get into that third topic, embracing your inner creatrix, the art of creating and building a creator economy. So you want to kick this one off for us, Emily?
Sure thing. Yeah, I have a personal philosophy that everyone's a creator. Like everything you're doing is creating. You could be playing soccer, painting a picture, talking to your kids, training for a marathon. Like I think that's all creation in some way. And I think the things that you create and the things that you do while you're creating lead to the storytelling that I was alluding to before. So since everyone is a creator, I think the creator economy is here to stay. We've seen it on TikTok. We've seen it the way YouTube is transitioning to shorts and kind of favoring that short form content. And we absolutely see it on LinkedIn as we're seeing more B2B creators step up and share their voice. And, it's not just B2C anymore for some of that engagement. And so creator economy, like I said, it's here to stay. It could be in your job. You could be more of that creator evangelist type, or it could be on the side. Maybe you're working with brands, maybe you're promoting products, but I would say get creative, start telling stories, and then start to find brands that align with what you enjoy and create for them or with them or promote them in ways that you like to do. So whatever platforms you're on or whatever ways you like to promote.
That's really beautiful, Emily, in terms of like thinking of like everything we do is creating. I've never thought about it that way, but yeah, I can totally get down with that idea. How about you, Cindy? You are definitely a creatrix.
Well, I'm going to piggyback anyway off that because creativity is the link to more joy. I mean, there's many things, but it is scientifically proven that the more creative you are and engage in creative activities, writing, it could be using your hands to create anything, painting, just anything you do with your hands is going to be creative. So composing email, content is definitely in there, and that's going to increase your joy factor. So highly recommend that. I love creativity. In fact, in my situation, you might think I'm funny, like with the things that I do, like my hats and glasses and whatever, but creating and going back to your inner child, to things that you did when you were younger, is what sparks inner joy. Again, there's several things, but I'm just giving you some tips. So going back to the things you did as a kid, creatively will spark more joy in your life. So hot tip for the night.
I love that. I definitely love to create. I create all the graphics and banners for Whiskey Wednesday every week, and I enjoy it. What are some of the things that you create as a marketer, Emily?
Oh, I create a lot of things. I mean, in my role as a marketer, I create in Canva, I create videos, I create content twice a day, every day on my personal LinkedIn. But then I'm creating in a lot of ways just living on the farm, we're getting creative with how to keep the animals in and how to keep them entertained in the winter. I'm creating a human right now. I'm actually pregnant. Like there's just so many ways I think of creativity and creation. So lots of ways.
Absolutely.
I love that. You are pregnant and you're creating a little baby. That's so exciting. Yay! Joy.
Creation.
Yes. All right. Anybody in the comments would love to hear what you are creating, whether it's like marketing, something cliche like a blog or like a child or like, what are you creating? And I got to start thinking about that. Like, what else am I creating outside of marketing? Is like,
the way you're playing piano and doing yoga, like all of that is acts of creation.
You're creating TikToks.
Yeah, TikToks. And I'm raising kids. That is creation too. And I have to brag. My daughter is 99th percentile in the state for math and like all these different like.
Let's go.
Like I'm a Creatrix because I'm raising a Creatrix. Yes, let's do this. Anything else on creating before we move on?
Well, it's funny. Someone wrote in the comments, is there Stephanie? Yeah, that she put Play-Doh. When someone just says the word Play-Doh, do you not smell that already? Like literally,
you're right.
I know, right? And if I say like red crayon, like you could smell like your kindergarten class and your red crayon, literally. I just thought that was so, again, all going back to your inner child.
Yeah. That's really awesome. I don't know. I need to read some of the comments, so I'm going to poke in there really quick. If anyone has any questions, plug them in. We want to hear from you. Like we want to make this show for you. So even if we move on from this whole Creatrix vibe into our fourth topic, so just like plug in your thoughts. We want to hear from you. We want to create some content for you. But for now, let's talk about the power of culture creation. If you don't mind, Emily, and Nectar's framework for building a thriving business community. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I promise I'm not going to bore you. I know framework, you're like, oh, log off now. But we truly believe at Nectar that culture has to be created. You can't just start a company, hire a few employees, and expect like this wonderful culture. You truly have to create it in everything you do. So our framework is called CREATE, and it stands for 6 things: connection, recognition, empathy, alignment, trust, and elevation. And especially right now, we're seeing some of these rise to the top. Empathy is a huge one. I see so many LinkedIn posts about people who are not met with empathy in their roles and how poorly that affected them. And then on the flip side, people who are met with empathy in their roles and how much they're succeeding and they're thriving. And then obviously trust is a big one too. If you have anything to add, happy to talk about any of the specific pillars, but that's kind of how we operate, how we think about culture creation and how we help other companies do the same. Obviously, we play into the recognition portion, but those are our 6 kind of pillars for building culture.
That's really awesome. And Nectar's an app too, right?
Yeah.
So like
kind of like a social media feed. Feel.
Okay. Yeah. Can you just like give me like the feel and the vibe and the audience too? Because we're always seeing Emily with Nectar, but like, and I know Nectar's about culture, but like, what is it? Like, what is the tangible thing?
Yeah. So like I said, it feels like a social media feed. So as I'm going on there, I'm shouting out my coworkers. So let's say Jessie and Cindi are my coworkers, and Jessie helped me with a project. The project went really well. We achieved great success with it. I would tag Jessie in a shout out, give her some of my points. You have a monthly point allowance. And then you attach a hashtag, which is one of your company core values, has to be attached to every shout out so that your core values are lived throughout the company and recognition is based off of those. I send it on over. And then let's say I gave her 10 points. Those 10 points are worth $1. And so at some point, Jessie will save up her points and redeem a gift card or redeem something from Amazon or redeem the Nectar hoodie that we're giving away. So that's kind of how it works. You recognize each other and then you get rewarded for what you've been recognized for.
Oh, like that. Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
What would you add about creating culture? You've worked for all different kinds of companies, Cindi, from pharmaceutical sales, and we were talking about it pre-show, so what did you see that was good? What was positive?
Well, to me, culture, definitely the empathy piece that she mentioned earlier is actually the hugest piece of the pie, and it has to come from the top and go down. I mean, if only certain areas or parts of the company are believing in the empathy and the culture, then it's not going to really work long term. It really needs to be, like she said, built, but it has to be built from really the top all the way down. I love all that recognition. I mean, you feel like companies should just automatically, like that should be just normal, but it's so not. It's kind of sad.
Yeah. Somebody asked if we integrate with Slack because that's kind of where they live. Absolutely. We integrate with all those platforms, Slack, Teams, wherever you live. We, all the shout outs can show up right there, and you can put your little GIFs and emojis and hype each other up and add points and all the things. So, yeah.
Sounds awesome. Jesse?
No. We're in charge?
Maybe she's not on anymore. All right.
Don't leave us in charge. We're going to start dancing.
We're going to go rogue. We're taking over the show. Seriously, she might not really be here. All right, so we're going to go to the comments now. We got Stephen Ang with empathy is the glue that holds the culture together. That is absolutely true.
Agreed.
And I do believe empathy can be learned, although it would be better if you are just naturally empathetic as a human. But if you're not, it can still be learned over time. Poor Jesse.
You guys did great. Yeah, I was trying to get you two to conversate more. Could you hear me though when I was talking?
No.
Oh,
I thought you were drunk on the floor with your whiskey.
No, I was like talking and like thinking you could hear me in the background.
No.
Jesse has not left the building. Jesse is still here. I was just trying to highlight the beaming lights that we have in front of us. And you guys are honestly like, I feel like a lot of people watching this are probably going through work cultures that maybe aren't so positive right now. They're not getting recognized. They don't have nectar. What can they do? How do we navigate those situations and focus inward so that, sometimes we just have to choose to be happy. We may not be in the best position, but we have to get through it. And so I guess that's a question I know there's probably some people who are dealing with this real struggle. What would your advice be to them? Emily, I guess I'll start with you.
Yeah, it's a tough one, especially when you're in a good situation, telling somebody who's not in a good situation, like, just smile, just look for the good.
Yeah.
Like, that's just empty words at that point. Like, sometimes you can't just, I'm going to look for the good because I had a horrible day, or I'm in a horrible company, or I'm, experiencing toxicity. So it's kind of, I don't know, not giving that blanket advice or statement, but I would say to find those little, hot take on empathy.
Ooh, Chris
I gotta
Bogue
read
has
that.
a hot take
What's
on
hot?
empathy. I don't tell leaders to be empathetic because they are bad at it. If you tell a toxic boss to practice empathy, they empathize with the other toxic bosses, not their coworkers who have put up with the abuse. And he's right.
Yeah.
You can't change years and years of someone who they are and how they've been taught to be a leader, or how they performed. You can't even just say, okay, today we're going to have empathy. That doesn't work. It's something that is going to take a long time, if at all.
And to Chris's point, you can't have empathy to the point where you're enabling bad behavior. Like, you can't just be accepting of everything around you to the point where you're like, yeah, that super toxic thing or that behavior is okay and acceptable here. Like, there are times where you don't want to be seen as super open and empathetic, I guess you could say. Yeah, great point.
It really does start at the top. Like you said, and it can't just be a few people who want this type of culture. And sometimes I feel like at the top, once things have kind of started to go down that road, they feel like they have to continue to support what they've been saying and who they've been supporting once they get started, just because they feel like, I don't know, once they start supporting with the negative side, and you see leadership kind of going down that route, I never really ever see it turn in my experience. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't want to say like leave your job, or like look for a new job, but you do need to take care of yourself. So if that means like continue working your job and always doing your best, that is your secret power, is ignore everything around you, keep your head down, do your work, do it really well. And like, if you're going to change the culture at all, it could be because of that, and people see you working and they want to do what you're doing, and that's what everybody should be doing. But yeah, I don't know. You have to take care of yourself. And I know for marketing, sometimes it's hard. Like if you have a boss who doesn't get marketing, and if you're marketing, you know what I mean? Like they may not ever get marketing. So you have to decide, like, is this something I can deal with? But yeah, I don't know. I want to be real, because I feel like there are people in the comments, and I know there are attendee members who want to leave their job and they're not happy. So I think it is important to address those things, because we do have negative emotions too, and it's okay to talk about them. And this is a safe place. So, I don't want to encourage anyone to put anything in the comments that they don't want to put in there. But if you have any questions, feel free to drop it in there as, sly as you want, or send a DM, and we'll be glad to support you. But go ahead.
I want to point out though, okay, so you acknowledge it's a problem, you acknowledge your feelings, and you don't have to gloss over it. But this is what I do in my personal life. Okay, if it's super bad, you can have yourself a pity party for a short period of time, but you can't stay stuck there in the pity party. You have to have it, move on, move forward, whatever. Even if you don't like the situation, you still move forward. And so that's how I feel about it.
So Chris Bogue, I have to explain everything in economic terms, he says. I don't say caption your videos to be empathetic to deaf people. I say caption your videos because you're losing money and engagement is suffering. Same thing with fair pay and equitable treatment. Bosses don't do it to be nice. They do it when they realize it's costing them time and money. Bingo! Chris Bogue is a psychologist, apparently, because, yeah, that is the language you have to talk in.
I realized too, like with leadership, the more you're around that behavior, especially in a startup, if it's negative, the more it's going to start to affect you if you don't have boundaries or you don't have guards up. Like I noticed this in a past role in myself. When leaders weren't around certain people, they were talking negatively about them. They were saying how bad this entire department was. And I felt myself starting to think that way. And I knew, like, this isn't me. Like, these aren't my thoughts. These aren't the things I want to be thinking and saying and feeling. And so if you're noticing that you're changing based on some toxic behaviors you're experiencing or that you're around all the time, might be a good sign to start, like Jesse said, looking elsewhere, finding another way to support yourself, putting your head down and focusing on the work. It's easy to say, like, oh, just find something new. It's not that easy. It's a really tough job market out there, but empty promises aren't gonna lead you far.
You are worth it.
They have the More Joy community, so you're surrounded by good, positive, uplifting people, and it's true.
Yes,
you'll need it to go through.
Absolutely. And she's giving us all, it sounds like, a discount for the founding members program. If you're here watching Whiskey Wednesday, what would they need to do to be able to get that discount, Cindi?
They should DM me and say that they were here, and then I will give them the 50% off.
Awesome.
It was ended yesterday, but if they mention Whiskey Wednesday, then we'll do it again.
I love that. No, this was really good. I think culture is it's obviously one of the most important things. And, I look at some of the successful businesses that I worked at where we were actually growing really fast, or not even businesses, organizations, because I think of the Obama campaign. And in those cultures, we were super happy. I made lifelong friends in those cultures. And so if you have a good culture, it's a good sign that you have good communication and that, the wheels are all working and turning and going in the right direction. So if you don't have a good culture, you should be concerned. And if, you're in that position, you keep thinking things are going to change, like they said, chances are very slim unless it's a leadership change, if it's coming from the top down. So you're worth it. focus on yourself, because the people I've seen get stuck, I've seen people turn into alcoholics who've gotten stuck in jobs that they just never tried and made an attempt to get out because they felt like they couldn't find anything else or whatever their reasoning was. And it's a really bad place. So just don't spiral. Don't go down that route. But yeah, join the Joy community and we can all help everybody. But yeah, is there anything else? Anybody else wants to add on any of this? So you guys have a few more minutes to enter to win. I mentioned in the comments that we'd only had 3 people for one of the prizes. So make sure that you're mentioning Melanie Borden and Jackie Hermes to enter to win these awesome prizes we have. Should I pull them back up?
Yes.
Which ones? I hope I don't cover anybody's face. We'll cover mine first. So it's Data Ghost, and then the Nectar hoodie and Brand 30. This is the one you want to enter Melanie Borden to enter to win. And then for prize 2, sorry, Emily, I have to cover you. We got SD Lab. Thank you, Tom Slocum. This is for a 1-hour cold calling session. This is going down to a half hour next week, everybody. So Tom has been super generous with his time. So if you haven't had an hour with him, definitely enter Jackie Hermes, tag her to enter to win here. Tara LaFon Gooch and the More Joy book. Cindi, tell us some more about the More Joy book.
Well, I just like whenever I have any time to tell anyone something, I just try to give them as many tips as I can get out, because we all know this world is crazy pants and everybody is suffering, whether you know it or not. All of us are burdened, have more on our plate, and the world is complicated and hard. So the one thing that you could super easily do, and someone said it in the comment, Brandy, I think, is practice an attitude of gratitude. Write down 5 things in the morning, right? You got to get your head set right in the morning, and practice writing down. You could actually rewire your brain, proven fact, not the first day. It takes time. But if you write down 3 to 5 things every single day you're grateful for, it will rewire your brain, and you'll start looking for the little things in life, which are actually the big things. You will be surprised how the little things are so amazing. It's not like you don't need to get to the pinnacle of success that you think, or the accomplishment. Like, the joy is in the journey. So come join the joy journey with me.
I'm going to be there. So I'm joining. You'll see me there. And hopefully Emily will be there too. Emily, are you going to be able to join?
Yes.
Awesome.
Jesse, you should bring the tip jar back up if people didn't see it earlier.
Oh, awesome. Yes, please leave a tip. Here's my QR code to my Stripe page, and support what I'm doing. I quit my job and I went fractional. So I cut my income in half, and every dollar helps. I am trying to bring on more sponsors. I also have my new LinkedIn growth agency, done for you LinkedIn content. So hit me up. I'd love to get you into my program while it's still in beta. And tip jar, please leave me a tip. Any tips you guys would add on why they should leave a tip?
Because you're amazing.
And you do all of this production work yourself, the entire video, everything, overlays, all of it.
That's true. Yes, it does take a little bit of time. And I need to build up a little bit of a backlog, because I'll be honest, like with shows right now, I'm preparing them like a lot of the content and the production stuff like the day before. So ideally I'll get to a place where I have all that built up, so I'll have a little bit more of a wiggle room. But right now my focus is really sales, sponsors. It's not marketing. And so I got the email cannons loaded. We're going to be igniting that, whatever that fuse is called. Yeah. So got my DNS set up. So everybody, if you have at some point subscribed to a Whiskey Wednesday email, you've given us your email, then I'm going to start emailing, and you'll start seeing, what episodes are to come, the last episodes. And I'm going to try to add more text and to pull out the real value. Like, that's my goal, because I've been consuming a lot of newsletters, and the best ones I find are mostly text. And they're really like just writing the good stuff that's going to teach you something. So I don't want to fill it too much with images, because of course I probably won't land in the inbox if I do. But yeah, thanks for mentioning that. And I really am grateful for the Whiskey Wednesday audience. Any little bit helps. And I'm going to go ahead and give away these prizes. What do you guys think? Should we do that? Alrighty, let me share.
You guys were great in the comments.
Yeah, you were.
Absolutely. So prize one was with Melanie Borden. Oh, it went up. We've got 11 entries now. Are we ready? Erica, you want to play the music? Erica helps with the... She's on it. We're going to draw. Who do we have out of those 11 people entered to win? Who will take home prize one? It is going to be Jason Fisher. And if there isn't anyone more deserving, it is definitely Jason Fisher. He has a testimonial actually that I used because he once said that he went from the Army to Gartner based on what he learned at Whiskey Wednesday. So I am really I feel great that you won that prize. Congratulations, Jason. Let's go ahead and do prize two and make sure I share the right screen. So this time we'll pull the one with Jackie. We got 10 entries. Here we go. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? It will be... Oh, Trevor! You won, Trevor! Oh my gosh, I've been doing so much. Trevor has been going live. Congratulations, Trevor. I'm so excited for you. I'm going to hook you all up in the DMs. I'll connect you with these brands. It does usually take me about 7 days. Thursdays are really busy days for me, but I will get to it. So at least give me until next Wednesday. I will try to get it done before then, but just stay tuned in your DMs and I'll be introducing you to the brands like Cindi, who will be she'll be giving you a book. The other brands will be giving you the other prizes. But congratulations to our winners. This was awesome. Let's get ready for the after party. Have either of you been to the Whiskey Wednesday after party?
Yeah.
You have? That's right, Emily. I know. Actually, Emily, you were on when we had Nelson, right?
I was.
I think that was like when I first met you on video, and I was so grateful you were there, by the way.
On the marketer side, kind of.
Yes, 100%. And you were super empathetic. Like, definitely brought a perspective that I even needed to see. But I'm starting this Google Hangout right now, and I'm going to put the link in here. So hopefully everybody can join us. I'm going to put it in the private chat for the guests, and then we'll drop it in here. And
I just want to say one other thing. Stephanie mentioned that this Friday is Random Acts of Kindness Day, and it absolutely is. If you start to follow me, I'm going to put a large list up on Friday morning of tons of ideas that you can do to make it easy for you.
Awesome. I love that. Random Acts of Kindness Day. So you can't hear me when I'm on my microphone and talking when I'm not on screen. I always thought people could hear me when I'm like laughing when you're talking and stuff. Okay. Well, good to know that I won't go on mute when I'm not on the screen.
We were having such a ball. We were like,
we were unsupervised.
I know, right? No one should ever leave me unsupervised.
No.
Why? What happens if we do?
We go a little off topic.
Maybe I shouldn't ask. Well, it looks like at least one person has joined the after party. We might have, there's a couple more. Okay, well, we'd love to have you all join the after party. But before we wrap up, could you both tell our listeners where they can find you?
Wait, did we do Guru?
No.
How did I miss the Guru? Thank you, Emily. Lizard Brain. It's even here on my list, and I didn't even go over it. Okay, Guru. I'm going to do a countdown, and then I'm going to ask you both to say who the Guru of the week is, and I'll pull them up on the screen. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1.
Julie Nestor. Woo!
Guru of the week. Guru of the week. Julie Nestor, Guru of the week. Oh. Okay. So tell me, why did you guys choose Julie Nestor?
She's super amazing. First of all, she has so much on her plate, and she still helps other people as if she doesn't. It is crazy. She's just always positive, always doing her best to just be such a help and team player to other people. Like, she really should take care of herself more. She's so amazing. So that's why she deserves
She's a
it.
huge advocate for everyone in the LinkedIn community. And like Cindi said, she could be accomplishing all of her own things, and she's like highlighting everyone around her. Julie, congratulations.
Yes. Julie, congratulations. If you're still in the audience, could you please tag Julie and let her know and give her some love, and everybody go follow her. Maybe Cindi, maybe you can help me get her on Whiskey Wednesday one day this year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Julie, we'd love to have you on. She does the sassy moms, sassy sales moms.
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta have that mom on here. I love moms. All right. Well, thank you, Emily, for reminding me of Guru of the Week. That would have been the first week ever without a guru, and that would have been really sad.
I know that.
Emily's keeping me in line with all of my stuff here, so thank you. I always love having a fellow marketer around. But before we wrap up, I'll ask you one more time this time, where can folks find you if they want to reach out to you?
LinkedIn for me.
LinkedIn and cindicohn.com is my website, but LinkedIn is great.
LinkedIn DM, you heard it here. Well, I hope you all can join the after party guests. The link is in the private chat. Would love to have you, even just for a little bit. I know it's late, so I understand if you can't stay very long. But yeah, let's jam and have some conversation. But thank you, everybody, for attending Whiskey Wednesday. Cindi and Emily, thank you for bringing the high vibrations to LinkedIn with me. And with that, we will see you next week with Heather Monahan at noon and Melanie Borden and Jackie Hermes in the evening next week.
Whoa.
So good. So good.
So good. So we'll see you then.